All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Me here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, Zadra, Guiding Star, amazing album. You got to check it out. August Zadra is Dennis DeYoung's lead guitar player. And you would think that Dennis DeYoung, because he doesn't like Tommy Shaw, right? Because he just doesn't like Tommy, which is so untrue. He dislikes him so much, he hired another guy that's kind of like Tommy, right? And August is definitely a great artist in his own right. This came out back in like March of this year. And of course, I'm still promoting it because that's what I do. Radio wants nothing to do with this kind of music unless you have an internet radio station and you hear me speak and you decide you want to check some of these things out. You really should add it to your playlist. Check out, well, there are a number of great songs on this. It's hard for me to pick one that I like the most. So listen to them all, be a program director and pick one and add it to your playlist, and you will like it. And that's not only for a radio station, that would be for individuals who create their own playlists on Spotify. Classic AOR sound. Speaking of a classic AOR sound, Lynn Turner is back, and he's back with a vengeance. He's got this new song called Black Sun out there. And, you know, I did some research and I couldn't find a whole lot of information on the song. Like maybe a couple of websites covered this, but you know, the subject matter of the song, I'm sure, is going to repel some of those usual classic rock, go along with the man, hey, of course I'm going to take my fourth booster, all of that good stuff. You know, those types of websites who, again, are caught up in this groupthink mentality, they're probably not going to want to talk about the New World Order or the Illuminati, or even the Great Reset. Turner says that the Black Sun is an esoteric occult symbol used by the secret elite brotherhood called the Illuminati. It is a symbol of power, energy, and dominance. Those of us who are familiar with the concept, in other words, those of us who aren't sheep, can better understand how the beast system operates. Now, if you're a Bible scholar, you may know something about the mark of the beast. That's where the beast system comes in. The agenda is to create a system of global government imposed on the world population known as the New World Order, or recently named the Great Reset. The agenda is once again activated to complete this imposed ideology. The Black Sun is on the rise. Now, the song is kind of a combination of Black Sabbath and Rainbow. It's heavy, heavier than some of Turner's recent work, especially with the band Sunstorm, but also probably his own solo music as well. He worked with this guy, Wayne Joyner, and they created this lyric video, which is obviously up on YouTube and has about 12,000 views, doing pretty well. They also talk about how Lynn Turner ditched his wig for some of the promotional photos, and he looks good. I mean, he looks different, but it's not a bad different. He talks later on in this particular article about how it's difficult, you know, as an older man, especially when you have this condition that you've had since age 14. So it's good that he decided to ditch the wig. I think it was pretty courageous for him to do. People are used to seeing him look a certain way, and he's looked that way over the years, even back in the 1980s. I had no idea that wasn't his own hair. He's been wearing a hairpiece since age 14. In any event, Black Sun will certainly go against the normal narrative. The lyrics are fantastic in this song, and people really need to listen to it. And not only do they need to listen to it, but they may want to reassess their view of the world, especially with what's been happening over the last couple of years with the thing-demic and the lockstep groupthink mentality of most rock bands. It's pretty pathetic. And by the way, you know, we had this little hurricane, right, that blew through here, and it was one of the biggest storms to ever hit in Southwest Florida. And we're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, right, so they can fight Russia, so we can have World War III, because Putin is bad, and we need to endlessly fight that, because, you know, we get out of Afghanistan and then we have to have a new and more aggressive war with a country that's probably a superpower, right? But meanwhile, the people on Fort Myers Beach are walking around without a house. You know, it's unbelievable what our priorities are as a country, what our government is doing. And by the way, everybody's in on this. Democrats, Republicans, the entire government, you know, the deep government, whatever, deep state, whatever you want to call it. Permanent Washington, I think, is a good phrase I've heard recently. Permanent Washington wants permanent war. Why did I switch topics here a little bit? Because Lynn Turner has been all over this. I think he recently played a concert in St. Petersburg in Russia, which I think was telling, because he's not going to do what other artists do. In fact, I think he got excoriated a little bit in a few places for actually going to Russia. You can't go to Russia. No, you need to play concerts in Ukraine, right? Because, you know, Ukraine good, Russia bad. And it's good that most of Europe is going to be without energy this winter. That's a good thing. It's a good thing that people are going to be starving because they don't have enough food to eat. And it's great that people on the coast of Florida here on the West Coast are going to be suffering when we could be sending them billions of dollars. Imagine if we deployed the kind of resources, right, that we're giving to Ukraine, the same kind of resources, not weapons per se, but, you know, infrastructure. You know, we could send the army down here to rebuild. You know, we've been doing nation building for a very long time in other countries. I'm not sure why we can't do some nation building here in Southwest Florida. Anyway, Lynn Turner is all over this. He's completely awake and he understands what the problems are. And he knows that America has become kind of an empire. If we, you know, we've been an empire for a while, but it's so obvious now. And that certainly ties in to this idea of the New World Order and the Great Reset, and give him a ton of credit for stepping out, not only musically like this, but lyrically, and just telling it like it is. So again, Belly of the Beast, all right? The release date on the album is October 28th. Pre-orders are available now. And the article I found was on Distorted Sound. So if you go to distortedsoundmag.com, you can go to the article and read it. And also you can pre-order the album. There's a link there to do that. I think this is going to be a monumental album. If you like Lynn Turner, I would say this is a heavier project, but it's still very listenable. It won't necessarily make your ears bleed, but it will make your brain think. And I really appreciate what Lynn Turner is doing here. All right, one more time with Zadra, Guiding Star, another album you need to check out. You know, hey, I'm doing my part, folks, when it comes to new stuff. I'm trying. It's lonely out here. I know we've got a few guys who are on YouTube and probably other platforms trying to promote new music. I keep hearing that people just want their old music comfort food to eat, and they're not really that interested in the new stuff. But hey, I'm a music director / program director at heart, and I love to get new stuff and to talk about it and to listen to it. And yeah, I'll keep going with it. You know, last year at this time, I think I was ready to stop, but I am forging ahead. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you soon.